In a construction project, there are 4 major teams working together: design, projects, procurement, and finance. When everyone is working on different platforms, coordination between the teams becomes laborious and leads to errors and delays. RDash brings all the teams working on a project together, thereby reducing the friction in the flow of information across various departments and leads to better project execution. This is how the system is stacked. My projects. This is the main module where you can track your projects. All the documentation, design files, procurement records, and work progress information about a project can be accessed from here. We shall get back to it in a minute. Let me explain the overall setup first. These remaining ones here are the supporting modules. The first one being the task manager. RDash comes with a contextual collaboration functionality which is deeply embedded with project management. You can make comments, seek approvals, and create tasks wherever you are working in the project without breaking your flow. This task manager is a common place to access all the comments, tasks, approvals from multiple projects. So this is how I start my day as a project manager. I clear out all the action items in the important bucket and proceed with my day routine. If there's something I want to do later, I just set a reminder by pressing the keyboard shortcut H, and on Monday morning, this thread will pop up in my important bucket. Next up is libraries. Majority of cost items on a project are repeat. These libraries are a great way to catalog these items and fix supplier rate contracts on them. You can pull items while preparing the quotation and placing material orders. In the Shared Library tab, you can build and manage libraries for your clients as well if you're doing repeat projects for them. When you gather your catalog and share it with your vendors to provide a costing, they can gather finer information about the elements by clicking on its name. Now, when it comes to managing your active clients and vendors, use these sections. RDash automates your vendors and client ledgers, and you can also access all the invoicing and payments from various projects in this single interface. With RDash, you don't need a software engineer to make your custom flows. Customize the workflows, language, field items, and many more on your own using the module settings. Create users and manage your data access across multiple levels in your organization. You can also create approval workflows for releasing POs and payments from the approval hierarchy tab. From this module setting tab, you can practically customize almost every module on RDash with just a few clicks. That's how highly configurable RDash is. Now let's deep dive into a project and see how a complete project lifecycle can be managed on RDash. This is the landing page, where you'll see all the projects with basic details such as client name, business category, estimate, etc. Moreover, RDash automatically categorizes your projects in these standard buckets such as project created, recce pending, design pending, and so on based on the project progress for you to bucket the quantum of works across various departments. Now, let's create a project. To create a project, you can simply put in the basic details such as project name, city, state, address, and so forth with all the documents. You can also select the client from this drop-down or create a new client. Doing this automates your client reporting and makes the project accessible for the client when they log into the system. Next step is adding your team members, which can be done through a single click. RDash also allows you to coordinate with external stakeholders like architects, consultants, and many more. To do this, click on the share icon, select the organization you want to collaborate with on this project, and define the level of access they will have on the project. This was the basic setup of a project. Now in a construction project, there are 7 major steps: survey, design, scope, procurement, progress tracking, audit, and finance, which we call as the golden journey of a project. Let's deep dive into each of these steps. The first is site survey. Over here, you can create custom checklists and numerous templates for your site team to refer to. You can generate a site survey link from the web app and share it with the surveyor. When the surveyor clicks on this link, it creates a guided workflow for the surveyor to follow. The surveyor can simply take pictures and videos from our phone app and can also mark measurements while filling out the rest of the information. You can check the recce output in this well-organized format on RDash in real time. You can also download the survey report in a MS PowerPoint format to share it with external stakeholders. Next is the design module. Over here, we offer 3 major things. Firstly, you can organize versions and accessibility of design files. You can configure these sections suitable to your company to organize your design files in. Whenever a new version has to be uploaded, you can simply upload it on top of the current file. This marker VN shows which version of the file is latest, and you can access the previous versions from the options trays. Also, the field teams can access the design files from their mobile application or tablet, making sure everyone is working on the exact same set of drawings at all times. Secondly, the drawing reviews are very easily done with contextual collaboration. Just open the design file, drop a pin, and leave a comment for your colleague to respond to. This also creates a thread in the task manager, wherein you can loop in more people if the context around this needs wider audience. And lastly, you can control the design outputs by approving individual drawings or the whole set. You can also freeze the designs on a project from this action menu here if you don't want any more design changes on your project. Going forward is the BOQ. You would simply use the libraries that you would set up to make your BOQs. You can also upload Excel sheets or import BOQs from a different project. This toggle here allows you to access BOQ in an Excel spreadsheet format wherein you can copy-paste data directly from your Excel spreadsheets. Once you have created the BOQ, you can easily navigate around the scope by clicking on these sections. The total value of the items in a section is mentioned here. The BOQ items have a by default status as draft. After your quantities and rates are frozen, you can select the BOQ items and send the proposal to your leadership teams or even clients for approval. Once they approve, you can see the status of BOQ items has changed to confirmed. Sending a proposal is an effective way to freeze your scope and budget. Because the procurement on RDash is directly linked to the BOQ, you can see the order details against each BOQ item. This warning sign appears if the order value is more than your budgeted value. If there are some execution guidelines pertaining to the BOQ, you can store them here in the guidelines sections. Once the BOQ is created, you can directly release orders to your suppliers and contractors from here itself. You can fetch the elements from the BOQ, select the vendor, use the rate contracts to fetch the rates, customize your payment terms and policies, and press send. Once sent, the software automatically shoots an email to the vendor with your purchase order generated and attached in it. This is a sample PO wherein you'll have your company logo at the top, all the details, payment terms, sign and stamp, line items, and so on. Once the order has been placed, you can keep a track of the entire invoicing and payments against each order amount, invoice amount, and so forth. You can upload all the invoices over here and categorize it as RA, advance, or final. In case you need to raise a credit note against the vendor, that can be done as well. Post this, you can log the payment entries once it has been approved with complete transaction proofs. You can manage your client invoicing and receivables here in the same manner. Also, in case your suppliers are active on RDash, you can check out supplier-wise progress updates from this section. Besides, you can document all other expenses like team travel, food, accommodation, etc. in real time through our phone application. Let's try to upload a site expense through the phone app. After the expense has been created by the site team, this triggers an approval flow defined by the administrator for that expense type. The approvers in the chain will receive a WhatsApp and email notification which will lead them to approval action in the mobile app of RDash. While all the approvals are being acquired on this expense entry, you can check its status here from the Orders tab. Next is the Work Progress module for your execution stage. In RDash, the execution tracking is divided into 4 major areas: Scope Update, Activity Schedule, Materials, and Progress Report. Let's understand each submodule one by one. Scope Update. This is the installed progress tracking on your BOQ. Here your site teams can report how much of the BOQ quantities are installed. Your site teams can simply swipe right the progress for each BOQ item. Depending upon the type of scope item, the progress is updated differently. For example, site work is updated in percentage or quantities, while the production items are updated in milestones. You can track the reported installed progress and quantities from this graph and numbers. This helps you raise timely invoicing and be on top of your cash flows. Next up is the activity schedule. You can create activities at multiple levels, assign them to different stakeholders, link dependencies between the activities, monitor planned versus actual timelines, identify delays, be on top of critical path, and even start contextual collaboration on activity level. You can even import schedules from third-party applications such as Excel or Microsoft Project Planner. Your site team can easily update the activity progress by simply sliding the progress bar in the mobile application. Next major aspect during execution is tracking your inventory, which can be easily managed through our materials module. This is directly linked to your POs. Whenever a new material batch arrives, your storekeeper would simply select the PO number and invert the material with the arrived quantities and complete proofs. The software automatically does the GRN and it will reflect in your current stock. And you can update the quantities based on the usage with proofs and remarks. The system will highlight total invert quantity, consumed quantity, and currently available stock on site. And in case you need to transfer it from one site to another or do some to and fro from the warehouse, you can do that as well through the stock transfer option. Next in line is the progress report. This allows you to automate your client reporting directly from the site. When the site supervisor clicks on Generate Report, it pulls in the reported progress from Scope Update, Activity Schedule, and Material section automatically into a single form which we call TPR. In a sense, Daily Progress Report form. If they want, they can type out other updates as well, can directly take pictures and videos through the phone app, keep a track of the manpower, write down any blockers, tomorrow's plan, reported progress, and expected end date. You have an interesting section over here called Site Viewpoints. In Site Viewpoint, the site supervisor can regularly capture site progress from consistent camera angles to effectively report area-wise progress visually. Once submitted, an automated report would be generated and broadcasted to all the configured recipients on WhatsApp and email. You can manage the recipients of your DPR PDFs from Manage Subscriber setting and configure the report template to a fine degree from the settings provided here. It captures a 360-degree view of what's happening on the site and keeps up the client's confidence with negligible effort. The last aspect is the audit, where all your quality issues can be taken care of through our Snag module. You can raise quality issues, click pictures, specify category and subcategory, provide other remarks, and create it. Then, you can assign them directly to your vendors with an expected date of closure, and once resolved, you can upload the post-fixture image with a resolution remark as well. And with that, you can finally complete and close your project. You can also provide RDash access to your facility management teams to create maintenance tickets and track resolution tag. Finally, we have a finance module, which we generally set up only for enterprise accounts. This module provides project managers a 360-degree view of their running cash flows and margins on a project. What we looked at today was the RDash Project Management Suite. This is complemented by the RDash CRM and procurement modules, which bring in additional depth to your sales and procurement functions. And once you sign up, our onboarding team takes charge and drives the implementation in your organization. Now that you've seen all the key modules, let me show you something very exciting. That is the RDash AI Co-Pilot. The RDash AI Co-Pilot has two main functions. First, the Help Center agent. If you need to know how to do something in RDash, you can just ask, and it will tell you without you having to read through a lot of documents. Second, the Analytics agent. This agent can look at your project information, like design files, bills of quantities, vendor orders, payments, and progress. It can then give you a detailed analysis. For example, it can find procurement items that are ordered repeatedly but at different prices, or identify cases where you're paying suppliers for more quantity than you're billing your customers in the BOQ. What you're seeing now is just the first release. Our engineering team is on to making Copilot more powerful, adding a lot more agents and embedding AI within workflows to make RDash a smart assistant to every single team member of your team from every department.